For a moment of silence to remember late Mr. Naomi Ward. Thank you. Thank you.
Buamiwa! 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 Wobwa! It's on that beautiful day. On the second thought I was thinking about yesterday, the display of the children, and it dawned on me that it's important that this organization begin to incorporate our children, our teenagers into this program. Because if we don't do that, they'll be bored. It's just like the pastor one day announced and told the church, and after the service, all board members of this church will wait behind. So at the end of the service, he said, I want to see you all in the office. When they all got down, sat down, a teenager was in the meeting. He was confused. The pastor was confused. He said, I thought I asked for the board members. Everybody said yes. So he turned to the teenager and said, are you a board member? The teenager said, yes, I've been bored in this church. I'm tired. It's so boring. So he became a board member because he was bored. And he thought it was bored people that the pastor was calling. So it's important we create an avenue for the teenagers to express themselves. So I encourage families, let children learn what they're going to present so that they won't be bored in these programs. All right. Without wasting time, let's set up our table and chair. We're going to be having a panel today. And this panel will have the topic of the panel will be discussion how to improve the quality of health care, education, and security delivery in a Abua Odual community. And the panelists will be Dr. Brighter Higbe, Dr. Goswil Arogo, Mrs. Idiowa Epa, Dr. Rogers Okru, and Mrs. Edna Akari. In this panel of discussion, those questions you think that need to be asked concerning our place, Abua Odual, any of the questions, bring it up. Whatever you think that can be done, that can improve the state of these issues that are being mentioned, don't hold back. Because the importance of everything to be done begins with a good idea. And they say that many heads sometimes come up with great ideas. So let's put our hands together as they go take the seats. As Mrs. Edna Beauty of Monyani Akare. And we have Dr. Can you put your hand together for her? And we have Dr. Bright Ahigbe, our host. Can we put our hands together for him? And we have here Dr. Arogo Williams. Can we put our hands together for Dr. Williams Arogo? And we have here Mrs. Idiowa Epa. Can we put our hands together for her? And we have here our beloved President, Dr. Sunday Indoni. We were going to comment on like as we said, the topic how to improve quality of healthcare, education, and security. So, are we going to add all into the discussion, or we'll go from subject to subject, as in the start, healthcare subject. So now we'll center on healthcare. Let all questions, all contribution be centered on healthcare. When we finish that, we can go to the next one, education. Over to you, sir.
Yes, Dr. Okru is supposed to be here too. but he left it this morning back to his station, Peoria, Illinois. So that's why he's not here. Somebody called my attention that where is he, and I just felt, I think I would have said that earlier. He left yesterday, but this morning back to his station. So all is well. Thank you very much. We have started, and in this very important discussion, I think we have people who are very knowledgeable of the topic. And, each person will talk as much as they can. I think to start the conversation, let me give it to Dr. Bright Higby to start, and then just pass the mic accordingly as we are going through the whole issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For me to be the only Edo man sitting in the panel here is a testament that I'm an Omokwa man. Put your hands together for me. To be discussing the issues of healthcare delivery in Abua, that is almost 400 kilometers away from my birthplace in Benin. I believe we have two panelists here that are healthcare providers in River State that will be, they will definitely be much more knowledgeable with real life experience actually about healthcare delivery in River State, Abua Odual in particular. But I'll tell you a little bit about my experience in Abua Odual, River State, regarding healthcare delivery. I was opportune to travel home, I believe, sometime a couple of years ago, and went to the General Hospital at Abua. And I was obliged to interview one of the resident doctors there, and he took some pictures and video of the General Hospital. To put it in a nutshell, it was basically a weeping and gnashing of teeth moment, because the place was in a deplorable state. I was shown the operating room and the basic equipment you would expect in a regular surgical unit like that was unavailable, and it broke my heart. But I would leave the infrastructural decay to my learned friends here, the nurse and Dr. Arubu. I want to talk particularly on the ideological problem of the people of Abua actually accessing healthcare in their community, of actually even just showing up in the hospital. They have a headache, they have a stomach ache. Do they actually show up in the hospital? And the answer to that question is unfortunately no. There is a belief in some type of supernatural intervention with our people. When they are sick, they rather go to a lot of prayer houses. In fact, the number of prayer houses, you guys should correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you guys had this back in the 70s or 80s. I doubt it. But I believe this has just become a recent development in Abua, where you have basically these prayer houses in all your communities, from Omokwa to Otaba, Otare. You have them all over, manned by people that have very, very limited medical training, or maybe no medical training at all. And I did learn from Dr. Arubu that some of these people that own the prayer houses, when they are sick, they go to him in the hospital. But for some reason, the people are convinced to go to them when they are sick. And then another thing that I don't want to take too much of the time here. The last thing I want to mention are issues of psychiatric and psychological disorders in the Abua Odual community. That those ailments have practically been taken over by these prayer houses. when family members are going, they are going through depression or having some type of psychiatric episodes, those people don't even show up in the hospital. And I'm sure Dr. Arugo will have something to say about that. Those ones don't even show up at all. At least maybe the broken bones and the headache people show up, but the psychological and psychiatric conditions, those ones don't show up. Their first point of call are these prayer houses. So guys, we have a lot of work to do. Some of us here have a lot of influence back home with our people, so we can continue to engage, to educate them to do the right thing. Thank you. And I'll pass the mic on to Dr. Arugo.
Thank you very much for your contribution. And good afternoon, everyone. On the issue of healthcare delivery in Abua Odual, I want to start it this way. I want to paint a picture of the healthcare delivery in Abua Odual. Then we can now move on from there to look at the solutions to some of the challenges. Abua Odual, in fact, the healthcare delivery system in Nigeria is in three phases. We have the teaching hospital, which is the tertiary facility. Then we have the general hospitals, which are in the category of the secondary facilities. Then we have the primary healthcare facilities. In Abua Odual, we have one secondary facility, that is the Abua General Hospital. Just as Doc said, that general hospital cannot be called a hospital in real sense. The reason being that the required facilities for a hospital in terms of equipment and others are not there. In general hospital, in Abua General Hospital, a simple equipment like nebulizer is not there. If a child is rushed to the hospital with asthmatic attack, there is no nebulizer to actually stem that issue, that situation. We don't carry out X-rays in Abua General Hospital. Pregnant women are referred out of Abua to go and do scan. Simple scan. Then the staff are not adequate. They are few in number. The structures, their quarters are not in the right order. That is for the general hospital. Then we have 3 model healthcare centers. One at Agada 1 in Abua Central located at Okbema. Then the other one is located in the Odual axis at Ayum. Then the other facilities are health posts where they give immunization to children and the rest. And you know our terrain with the picture and painting. Just imagine that the entire Odual axis has no hospital, but just a primary healthcare facility that's located at Ayum. And their terrain, we can best imagine if a woman has an obstetric emergency and is supposed to be moved from that area to where the person can have help or health care. It's actually a very sorry situation in Abua Odual. Now, that is the issue of infrastructure and the entire institutional system in Abua Odual. For private facilities, private clinics, we don't really have a clinic, a hospital who can say this is a standard private hospital in Abua Odual. The only one we have is located at Omaraka, owned by Dr. Major, that people don't even like going to that place. So recently, there has been a lot of issues, just as we discussed yesterday. Now, having painted this picture, if we look at the number of doctors like in Abua Odual working there, we just have 3 in the general hospital, just 3 in the general hospital. When I was there, we were 3 in the modern primary health care centers. But as of today, we have 2 doctors. The other model primary facility at Anyo has no doctor. So we just have 2. So in the entire LG, we have only 5 doctors. And none of these doctors is a professional, is a specialist rather. They are all general practitioners. That is what. Our local government is littered everywhere with chemist shops. Some of these shops are owned by teachers. Some are owned by people who call junior community extension workers. And they practically taking over the healthcare delivery system in the area. So most of the times a woman is pregnant, he moves to them and take. They are the people that see them until when something happens. That is when you get to know to know that something bad has actually happened. The other category of people are actually some of those who are claimed spiritual people that see visions and tell them what will happen tomorrow. So they repose so much trust in those people. And a lot of things have happened. As we continue, I will share my experiences for the past 4 years at work. I saw a lot of things happen. But as I pass on the microphone to the others, we will move on from the picture I've just painted to start looking at the solution to some of the challenges. Thank you very much.
I was thinking maybe after they finish.
Let me just say one thing.
Oh.
So, I think I read a very good document prepared by Dr. Arogo. And Dr. Arogo has actually spent a lot of time describing the problems of healthcare delivery in Abua, right? And I think it's also probably emblematic of the healthcare system in our country. My thinking is that given that we have
Don't adjust that. Just
given that I don't want to be too loud, but given that we have people here from home who are experienced on the problems, I know the problems firsthand. I think it's better for us, the rest of the other people, to try to talk to them to find out how we can solve problems rather than kind of restating the problem that they already know. These guys know the problems more than any one of us does, right? In my view, just reading this document and what it said, we shouldn't spend time discussing things we cannot fix at all, right? The infrastructure. The hospital of Abua has been a state that most of us saw it before we came here. And it's a government thing and we cannot fix it. We can discuss all we want, we can't fix it, right? So I would think we should spend time discussing things like, he's talking about diarrhea, right, and malaria. Those are things we here can address. How can we address? We're not going to have pipe-borne water. We here cannot build pipe-borne water for people in Abua. But at least we can help to teach Abua that you can just boil the water from the well, put it in a container, and serve your family. The ones you bathe, the ones you cook, the germs will be dead. But at least the ones you drink, boil the water to a certain temperature, cool it, and you can drink it, right? The issue, you and I talked yesterday, and you told me that the equipment that we sent to, if we even put those equipment in the hospital, it's a waste, right? Meaning those people who actually work here would take the equipment and either sell it or use it for something else. So now we should be discussing, what is it that we can do with the equipment that we sent home? Can we build a place for it? Can we hire somebody to manage, right? I think we should try to look at, given what these guys have told us, how to solve the problems as opposed to just dwelling on that, and hopefully everybody here can help to say, how do we solve in that sense?
I think, okay. No.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think that was exactly what I have in mind, what Mr. Togi has said. Because we're here, we've not, like me, I've not been to the hospital in Abua. I don't really know what is going on in Abua. And that is exactly what I have in my mind. We only wanted the two of them to explain what is going on. And then let us ask what we can do. You know, maybe from where to start. How can we start? Maybe little by little. Like he said, instead of them going to the hospital, they believe in this native doctor. Okay, that is everywhere, even in the church, all over Lagos, all over Nigeria. That is what people believe. Nigeria believes in miracle. They don't believe in trying to do something and achieve a goal. So now, what can we do? So I think the only two people that we need to listen is the doctor and the nurses, because they are the horse's mouth. They know the problem. So now what can we do? Even in a little bit, what can we do to help this solution? And I agree with you. That is what I have in my mind. And that is what I think we are going to do, because I cannot come and explain, in the hospital. I don't know nothing about what is going on in Abua. I know the hospital, there is nothing going on. People believe in native doctor, but it has been our culture. We have to agree this. But you see, in every day, even in America, things improve every day. So we need to try, day by day, and make sure that these people understand. And that is the solution. We want two of them to tell us. And then everybody in this house, we said, okay, how can we do to help the situation? We are talking. I saw in that video saying health is what good health is wealth. And I agree. Now, because we are here, this particular subject that we are addressing here is the health care of the people. And it's because we have that in mind, which is a carryover from the one we did in January. That is why we're having this conversation. I think it is almost impossible for anyone to tell us that the people, instead of going to see the medical doctor, they go to the church or they go to the chief priest and all that one. We know that. But where are we going to go from here to get that taken care of? That is the conversation. And like Dr. Abua has rightfully said, this is the state of the infrastructure, health-wise in the community. Yes, we know that, and we have an idea, and that to come from the professionals actually telling us how it is why we are here in this particular section. We may not even really know how the administration of healthcare is really doing. But at least, like Dr. Hidley went into the hospital, snapped pictures and sent to us. I was in China when those pictures came. I looked at the pictures and I said, oh my God. Even rats cannot be taken care of in places like this. This is my people. So we have to feel it. And I think that is why every one of us has something to add here and subtract, so that all of us really know where we are, so that we can all walk in that direction to get together. So Randy, thank you very much that you're listening.
Thank you. He has rightly described, just like what he said, the situation of the hospital. Because we must have the idea of how the hospital, the health situation in Abua look like before we can rightly go into the solution. And not repeating what he said, I think the first thing, even as we have done the previous medical outreach, we still have to go about it also. But the one other thing I want us to include is about information. Very, very important. It looks, the word looks so simple. To say, oh, adequate and proper health, education, and information. Under this umbrella, USA, Abua Odual USA, have this to inform some second. We can gather the people as we gathered them before, and gathering them, telling them, having lectures with them on how, just like what he said, we talk about boiling their water before they drink. We talk about using mosquito treated nets. We talk about going to the hospital when they are sick. We're not patronizing the DPS and the churches. Someone is just like what we said. With what I know, I have a case. Somebody will see a man who is hallucinating, open a place, and people go to patronize such a person. I hear this, I see this. I hear this, I see this. Bring this, bring that. Meanwhile, the person is having an eclampsia. The person needs a medical attention. But because this person has hallucinated and said that with whoever is his mother or his grandmother or a neighbor who has bewitched, that is why the person is fitting. The person remains there. So we have to come together as a body and take up another program on information, adequate education and information on how we can kind of tune their man's mindset. You know, it may look as if it's like, these people have been hearing this thing now. Why will they not hear it? They may hear from you. Talking from USA. I believe it. I mean what I'm saying. They will hear from you because you are talking from USA and you are telling them with experience that this is what they should do when this occurs. And then another thing, probably we talk about the deworming of children and all that. Because even these cases of mother and child, maternal deaths, and infant mortality is, at times I used to wonder, because every day, I know you used to hear that you will see somebody want to give birth and died. Have you not been hearing? Either our relations or our friends. It's rampant. At times I wonder why. Because a mother who is pregnant should have a baby at the right time. And this particular person probably attended a mental clinic, and the doctor said, at a particular time, come to the hospital. You can't give birth. We have to section you. This person will say, no, I cannot, because a pastor has told him or has told her that if you do that, you will die. And it happens that the person will go there and die. And then you see people losing people every day. So I believe if we come together, and then as under the umbrella of Abua Odual USA and do a campaign on health education and information, it will also go a long way. Thank you.
Possible. You want to, can you say something before you ask that question? Your situation that we
Thank you very much. I just want to share an experience with us. Then I will also contribute my own solution to the problem. I had an experience as a medical officer in the facility. A young lady that registered for antenatal care in the facility came. She was a primary gravid. She just took, it was the first time she became pregnant as a lady. And during antenatal clinics, we normally educate them because that is a component of the care. We educate them, and one of the things we talk to them is about we preach against female genital mutilation because of the side effects and every other. And this particular lady had pregnancy-induced hypertension because as at the time I assessed her, there was no protein in the urine. So that was the diagnosis we had at then. So she was properly counseled on her health situation and everything. And she came to the clinic in the next appointment date. And I discovered that she was bleeding. And the cause of the bleeding was that she went against the teachings that she received against female genital mutilation. And that resulted in that bleeding. I had a very busy clinic that day. So I counseled and I told her that because she was not only bleeding, she also has pregnancy-induced hypertension. I have to refer her, because that is the system in Nigeria. I have to refer her to a secondary facility where I have at least 3 doctors, at least one of them will be taking care of her. Then I can concentrate on taking care of the other people in Nigeria. And I gave her the note. Here and then, the other women were talking to her. I said, don't mind him. Just go and take vitamin K. The bleeding will stop. And she left and refused to go to the referral center where I referred her. So it was after 2 days, my attention was called that this particular lady has been moved to a place at Ottawa called Serbia, where there is a man of God. A man of God who handles clinics for them and pray for them and say they will deliver like the Hebrew women. And she started fitting over there. In fact, it became a preeclampsia because subsequently there was protein in the urine. And she started fitting. She had seizures. And they felt that there were demons, evil powers, just outside the hall, preventing them from moving her out of the hall. So they scraped her head, beautiful head that the lady planted, scraped it, said we are casting out those demons, those powers. And my attention was drawn, and that was the big one they called war in Abua. And that was the region where those boys actually stayed. But a young man called my attention, a man that was responsible for the pregnancy, and told me that, look, if I don't do anything, this young lady will die and his relatives be on his neck. And I knew the history very well. I knew what was wrong. So I just risked my life. I went to the facility and took certain things that I needed. And we moved to the place. When I reached there, they were casting and binding. And I went in and I did what little things I was supposed to do as a medical officer. The seizures were aborted. And immediately I said, well, let us move her from that place and go to a facility where she will have a seizure so that the baby can be brought out and she will be okay. So when we moved her out, there was no seizures again. So the evil powers were no longer in the surrounding environment. So we moved her quickly. The closest facility then was a facility in Ahoda. And she had a seizure, and luckily the baby survived and she also survived. It was a bitter experience. Ordinarily she would have died. I won't explain that. I know that one of the key instruments that can be used to make sure that the Abuans are empowered to take charge of their health conditions is health education, as my colleagues said. Now, but Abua Odual USA have already started that. The maiden edition of the free healthcare clinic we had was a very good starting point. Now, we are also told that there are equipment, medical equipment, and other things that are already available. My submission in this meeting is that I know that our people, if there are equipments in the general hospitals and they have here